Hi there, Malcolm here with my 82nd Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you my TBR for December. Blimey, let's get cracking. First up, I'll be trying to finish off The Tomb of Hercules by Andy McDermott, book 2 of the Wild Chase series. I started this last month, but ran out a month. This is an Indiana Jones style adventure where renowned archaeologist Nina Wilde goes on the quest for the Tomb of Hercules, protected by a bodyguard and boyfriend Eddie Chase, racing against the clock as some bad guys are also wanting to do exactly the same thing, but for nefarious reasons of some such. It's filled with explosions and whizzing bullets, high-octane fun, car chases, and impossible death-defying escapes. Huge amounts of fun, and written by a British author. I'm nearly halfway through and loving it so far. After that, it'll then be my book of the month, which will be World War Z by Max Brooks. I've seen the Brad Pitt film, which I quite enjoyed. I don't know if it's anything like that, so I'll keep my expectations in check there, but looking forward to giving this one a shot. And if I do get through this before the month runs out, I'll then move on to Subterranean by James Rowlands, where an underground labyrinth in Antarctica is discovered, and bad stuff happens down there. That's pretty much the summary of the blurb. Don't know much about it more than that, but I have enjoyed everything else I've read of James Rowlands, so I'm sure I should have a good chance of enjoying this one. More high-octane fills and spills. The only difference being James Rowlands quite often does very thorough research in what he's writing about. And if I get through that, I'll then move on to Apollyon, book 5 of the Left Behind series by Tim LaHaye and J.B. Jenkins. The second coming has been and gone, and those left behind on planet Earth are left living through the trials and tribulations of the end times. I've read the series before and going through it again. When I've read that one, I'll move on to Long Tusk by Stephen Baxter, book 2 of the Mammoth trilogy. I really enjoyed book 1, Silverhair. This one's a prequel featuring the legendary mammoth Long Tusk. I normally find Stephen Baxter to be a bit dry and hard going. I enjoy it, but it's hard going. Silver Tusk really blew me away by how easy it was to read. So looking forward to this one. Now I'm being optimistic, and if I do finish that, I'll then move on to Colony by Rob Grant, one half of the writers behind Red Dwarf. And in a similar sort of a vein to Red Dwarf, this is another space adventure, and pretty much in the vein of Red Dwarf. This is satirical, silly, funny. I have read it before, but actually remember very little about it. It was a while ago now, so really looking forward to rereading this one. I remembered enjoying it, but that's about as far as I can recall. Basically, there's a colony spaceship, things are going wrong, and it's left to the chap on the front cover here to try and save the day. Unfortunately, he's just a head in a jar. Doesn't get much better than that. Unusually for my TBR, I already have my library book picked out, and it's Stormfront, book 1 of the Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher. Quite often while perusing the shelves in the library, I see quite a few of these covers with this mysterious man with a big hat. Thought, oh, that looks quite interesting, and it's like book 6 or 13 or 27 or whatever. Finally got hold of book 1. My wife read it last month, really enjoyed it. I returned it and thought, what the hell? And I've borrowed it myself this time. Set in our world, but where magic is a natural thing, and Harry Dresden is a wizard PI. Sounds fun. The graphic novels I'm planning on reading this month are Batman Aliens. This is also from the library, and it's a collection of virtually everything to do with Batman and aliens. I own a copy of Batman Aliens 2, which coincidentally has the same front cover picture, and this comprises of an entire third of this book. However, this book does have the benefit of having Batman Aliens Part 1, which I've never read before, so that's nice, as well as Superman and Batman versus Aliens and Predator, finishing off with Wildcats Aliens. So a really good collection of DC meets the Alien franchise, with Predator thrown in there as well somewhere. So it's basically Batman, but full of the gore and violence of an alien book. Nice. And when I finish that one, I'll then move back onto my own graphic novel collection. I'll be going through my Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron series. I've got Requiem for a Rogue to go next. Unfortunately, I haven't got In the Empire's Service and Blood and Honor, so I'll have to read those online before I can then finish off with Masquerade. Yeah, really great series. Enjoying it so far. While boiling the kettle, I'm still making way, very, very slow way through The Walking Dead, The Road to Woodbury by Robert Kirkman and Jay Bolan Singer. And this story follows Lily and lots of zombies. Each day I try to read for half an hour during my lunch, and during that time I do try to read a double page from Star Wars The Old Republic Encyclopedia. I've not played the game, but I like reading about it, so there you go. I also read to other members of the family. I'm still reading to my younger son Midnight Over Sanctrifax, which is the third book of the Twig sequence from the Edge Chronicles by Paul Stewart and illustrated by Chris Riddle. And in this one, a storm is coming, and can Twig save the day? Well, the way things are going, probably not, because these are grim and dark and don't get attached to your characters in this series. But so far, so good. To my older son, I've just started reading Elephant Adventure by Willard Price. In the previous book, brothers Hal and Roger were collecting animals for the safari. In this one, their aim is to collect some elephants. Easier said than done. And to them both, I am reading Wintersmith by Terry Pratchett from the Discworld series, and it's book 3 of the Tiffany Aching series. And in this one, Tiffany is called the Eye of the Wintersmith, who mistakes her for the Summer Lady. Things go from bad to worse. Winter's never ending now. Can Tiffany stop him before everyone dies of cold? Really great stuff, a really good satire on the human condition, and there's a really good chance we'll actually finish it this month. And to my wife, I'm reading Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. This was given to me as a birthday present, and certainly had I seen this on the bookshelf, my eyes would have glazed straight over it, and I wouldn't even noticed it. However, I am glad I'm reading it. We've only just got going. A girl's younger sister starts sleepwalking, and walking, and walking, and will not wake up. Soon she's joined by other sleepwalkers, all heading in the same direction. Any attempts to stop or hinder them happen to have severe consequences. So far more mystery than any actual knowing what's going on, but really enjoying it so far. However, at nearly 800 pages long, I can see us reading this one for a good few months. So there we go, that's my planned reading for this month. Have you read any of those? What did you think of them? No spoilers please, of course. Or if you would like to share with me your planned reading for the month, then do please leave a link or a list in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to go and check that out. Or have you got a book that you really enjoy reading that, had you not been given, wouldn't have given a second glance on the shelf? Really curious to know that. As usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please do keep it to yourself. Thank you, and until next time, see you later.